the legend, the 50th birthday party. Presented by his lovely and favorite daughter, Grace.
Hi, Bob. Happy birthday. You're older than me and you always will be.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, I didn't know it was on already.
Yeah, no, okay.
Oh, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, we're off to a good start.
Oh, my. Happy birthday to my much older classmate. Take care.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
Hey, Bob. Happy birthday. Wow, you're 50. That's old, but not very old. I just wanted to say you're definitely one of my favorite non-related uncles. I mean, you got some tough competition there, but...
Happy birthday.
Say his name. All right. Okay, go.
All right, this is my funny anecdote dad story for his birthday.
Nice segue.
That's Grace told me to say segue, Dad. Okay, Dad and I were watching the Discovery Channel, and it was a show about monkeys. And there was this one that was sort of like moving like this, sort of robotic. And I thought it was this, you know, bizarre species or something. And I was watching it with Dad. And I was like, Dad, do you think that that's like a robotic monkey or what? And he was like, no, it's definitely like a weird species that lives only in Africa. And I was like, well, it really looks like, is it mnemonic? No, like, you know, like the animatronic. And he had totally convinced me that it was a bizarre species of monkey. And then finally, like after a half hour of convincing me, he was just like, it's so obviously a robotic monkey. What is wrong with you? So the next day, I opened up my lunchbox, and he had cut out a picture of a chimpanzee. I guess it's in the newspaper or something, and taped it to a piece of paper, and then drew a little robot next to it, and underneath he wrote, which one is the real monkey will? And all my friends laughed, and I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Bob, I just thought of something. Now that you're turning 50, you are eligible for the senior roof ball tour.
Thanks, Harold.
Hello, Dad. Happy 50th birthday and happy Father's Day. Seems that all your other children keep forgetting that one. And,
Ouch!
yeah, nah. But then, just glad to be a part of this little video that Grace is making because she's too cheap to get you a real gift.
Editing room.
And, I love you. That's all I got at this point.
Dun, 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 dun.
On the beer.
Starring Ben's beer.
I do not approve of.
All right. For the record, Harold doesn't approve. Yada, yada, yada.
I approve.
She's not on my list. Deanna, you should know me by now. Grace asked me to say something nice, and there's so much to say.
Oh, my story.
I don't know, there's so many stories, like the time I beat you up in the alleyway, and all those awful nights in Paris. But I think we'll skip over that for now. Tell you the great story about my great Dad Bob. So I guess I'm just wishing you happy birthday, even though I'll see you in about 10 minutes. But you're a great guy, Dad, and you deserve this whole party, along with much more, so love ya. Bye.
Hi, Robert. Happy birthday to you. I thought you were much older than me, but I gathered that you're only a little bit older than me. Yeah, and I'm better looking than you, aren't you? Let's straight that straight. And it's good to have good grandchildren and a nice wife.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Mr. P. Happy birthday. Happy Father's Day. You did a good job. And I have to say that I love the fact that you diss Grace. After she has these great stories, and she tries to build it up so much, and then you shoot her down with one line. It's great.
Thanks a lot, Dad.
Yeah, good job. Keep up the good work.
Happy birthday, Bob. Very glad that you were born. I have one birthday wish for you. 50 more. I don't think that's greedy.
Redemption.
Okay, I'm hoping to redeem myself.
Check your pupils.
Shut up.
All right.
Take two. I wanted to share one of my earliest memories of Bob. Like, Bob is definitely, his whole essence is like my major smell, like memory. Don't laugh. Because I remember I must have been like not even tall, not even as tall as the chairs in the living room. And I can remember coming in like this back door. We're in the kitchen right now. Coming in the back door and like smelling Bob's cigars, and like just walking all the way through the house, and he's sitting in the living room just smoking cigars, and like that's always what I think of. Whenever I see cigars or smell cigars, I think of Bob, and I think it's a great thing.
Hey Dad, me again, sorry. I guess I have something better to say now. I realized when I was small, I think that you were the one that was my hero right from birth. And still to this day, at the age of 50, and now I'm 13 going on 14, you'll always be my hero, Dad. Love you.
Do you remember the time I was probably about 6 years old and you were probably about 8 years old? And I was staying over your house, and I slept in your bed with you, and Danny was in his bed. Danny came in, wet the bed. You have to make sure Danny hears this. And then you ripped your pajamas. It was such a lovely night. My mom never let me come back.
I didn't think all of that. I didn't hear a word you said.
50-year-old nephew, God forbid. I remember the time when you were walking down the boardwalk, and my father, your grandfather, was walking down the boardwalk with his hands behind his back. And all of a sudden, you just started to walk behind him with your hands behind your back, and everybody was laughing, and you didn't think it was funny, but you were emulating your grandpa so beautifully, and you looked so cute. Aww. That's the last time I think you were cute. Happy birthday.
Go. I have wonderful, wonderful things to say about my godfather, Robert, especially when he would come to visit me on my birthday. Every birthday and Christmas, he would come with this big, fat, stuffed animal. The best one was a really tall one. I think I called him Shaggy, and he had long purple hair, and it would junk up my rooms, and it was wonderful. And a big Snoopy doll and a Rover stuffed animal, and he would come with these things, and he took me to the zoo a few times, and he was the best godfather ever. And he was always sweet and patient and kind and thoughtful and smart, and I love him to death, which is why I wanted him to play a special part in our wedding, and we love him to death. So happy birthday. You deserve the best, Robert. Love you.
I want to say happy birthday to my honey, my oldest godchild, and one of the nicest people I know. They've asked me to tell a couple stories about when you were a little boy. A couple things I remember, and we all remember, when Bob used to set up his altar. I think he may have been 8 or 9 years old. He would set up the altar and say Mass. So we all knew he was destined to be a priest. Of course, that was until Sue came along. I also remember how he used to sit with my mother, his grandmother, when she was so sick. And he would sit and talk to her for hours. He must have been just a little tyke. And she and he would converse for the longest time. He was so sweet to her. And he's still sweet. He's my honey, and I love him.
We were just reminiscing about the fact that Sue and Bob courted in our house because Sue was living with John and I when she met Bob. So we were the first ones to meet him when she brought him home. So we have the comparison to the other guys before Bob and Bob.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
And so, how did he stack up?
He was cool. He was really good. Bob had substance from the very beginning in many different areas. And what else?
Yes, he was quite normal compared to.
He was good.
He was good.
The best of the bunch.
He was definitely the best of the bunch.
Wasn't saying a whole lot.
We were glad. We really appreciate the fact that Sue rescued Bob from the celibate lifestyle that he was like planning on entering into.
That he was resigned to. He wasn't enthusiastic.
You know, and he met Sue, and that was the end of that. So that was a good thing. And,
I was his last ditch effort. If it doesn't work with her, it'll work with nobody.
All right, and with that, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bob.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. say something first.
Swati.
2. Leader and director of your birthday movie. And I don't know, the only story I can think of that really shows that dad that I know and love is how the other day when I was working, you knew that I hadn't had breakfast and you sent Mom over because you made me a grilled cheese sandwich. And grilled cheese, he had to cook it. He knows that I like grilled cheese and he put a little Tupperware with ketchup in it because he knows that I eat ketchup with grilled cheese. And it's the little things that you do that make me know that you care, even though you make fun of me all the time.
Yeah,
okay?
that's
Happy
really
birthday.
sweet.
Love you.
Cut.
Hi, this is Bob's 50th birthday.
Hi, and I'm John. I have a drinking problem.
My name is John. We'd like to just give you a little
My name is John, and I'm an alcoholic.
But there's two sides to this. There's Our Lady's side and there's a St. Joseph's side. And I was responsible for St. Joseph's, and Bob was responsible for Our Lady's. You know, there's like 150 retreatants at Our Lady's and 150 retreatants at St. Joseph's. Well, Friday night, we did what we had to do, make sure that everybody, you know, got through. There was like some kind of a talk on Friday night, and everybody, all the things that had to be done had to be done. But at that time, it was in the 60s, and it was like during the shift in Vatican II, and so the altars were facing away from the congregation.
Right.
So during that time, so what you had is a portable altar, like a card table type of thing, but it was like one of these tables, but it was higher, and it was permanent. You couldn't fold it up, and you had to take that and put it up and set it up as an altar facing the people, and the sacristan was responsible for doing that. So Friday night, everything ends. It's about 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night, and I'm all done, and I got to set up for the next day. And I'm up at Our Lady's, and I have to set up or up at St. Joseph, I have to set up my altar. And I can't find the altar. I don't know where it was.
Lost your altar.
So, and I was panicking. Pardon me?
Not many people lose an altar.
Well, I was panicking. Like here it was, 11 o'clock at night.
No altar.
The next morning at 7 o'clock, there's going to be a mass with an altar. There's no altar. And I'm like petrified. It's one of my first nights at the retreat. It's one of my responsibilities to make sure there's an altar out. So I was panicked.
Oh, there's no oil, there's no bread. No, there's no altar.
There's no altar. So I was panicked, and I said, the only thing I can do is I got to ask Bob. So I walked down to Our Lady's, and I go to Bob's room and I knock on the door. It's dead silence. Lights are out. Bob is sound asleep. I mean, he found his altar. He's all set up. He's sleeping. I mean, this is a long, exhausting day. I knocked, and I knocked, and I knocked, and finally Bob got up, and he answered the door. And kind of like this with his eyes, and I say, Bob, I lost my altar. Bob looked at me. He says, well, what do you want me to do? He says, well, can you help me find the altar? He says, I can't find the altar. I got no better chance of finding the altar than you have finding the altar. You just woke me up. What are you doing? I don't know what happened. I think
you were up till...
I was up till like 2 o'clock.
3 o'clock, but you finally found it.
What did we do? Did you come and help me, or did
no,
you...
No, you somehow found it.
I don't think you... I think...
I wasn't going to get up and help you find the altar.
It was ridiculous.
In the spirit of Christian charity, he went back to sleep.
Hey, Mr. Palladino, I just wanted to say happy 50th birthday, and thank you for accepting me into your home so warmly. I appreciate it, and it makes me feel good every time I come over. Thanks for all the meals. Happy birthday.
He left for the town. He said he would walk to the town. And they had some water in the car. I forget what I think it's one of the things in the trunk. There's an instrument that has, I forget what it's called. It has to have water in it. So he brought that with him, and he took it down, and he went the 5 miles up, and he sent the guy a long way down. He sent the guy in the truck. He said, if you go that way, then it's much faster than this way, and it turned out that way was much longer. And then
Sarah, you're on TV. Sarah, you're on TV.
No, it was like one of those tanks, like
More bubbles? Is Chris coming?
Oh, Annie, hi, how are you?
Happy baby.
Tell us, Kate Carol.
She'll lighten up a little bit.
She won't. I'm gonna shoot her.
Look, Annie's taking your picture when you're crying.
Oh, look.
Oh, and we're gonna play this back when you're older.
When you're older and you're gonna. Oh, I never cried like that.
Where's the grandpa?
Don't pick your nose on the tape. You'll be really embarrassed about it
That's
during the
okay.
senior prom.
I bit my nose and wiped it.
What? Go ahead. I told you 90 times. Go downstairs. You're allowed.
Sarah. Sarah, I want me.
Is Jamie in the living? Is Jamie?
Jamie's in the living room with Dad. Being sociable.
Not really. She's in there, but that's all I can say.
Do you want to go downstairs?
Benny and Nate are downstairs watching Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon's on downstairs.
Looks pretty good.
I'm gonna turn this off, guys. Okay?
What?
You? Sure. Okay. Tell us how old you are and what, and then I'll ask you questions. Okay, I'm 6 3/4. Okay. Now, Nate, do you feel good about going to that school you are in? Yeah, kind of. Okay. Well, I feel good about going in first grade, which, I know. Well, Nate, tell us your teacher's name. Miss Grant. That's a nice name. Do you know most of your kids' names in the class? Yeah, I know all of them. Then tell us them. Well, let's see. I might forget some. Well, if you forget them, when you remember them, I'll take you. Okay, they're John. How would you like to help me do something? Jason, Tim, John, Michael, and another Michael. Two Michaels, twins? No. Oh. And maybe another. Sarah, and another. You shouldn't be treated. You should be arrested. Nate, can I turn this off and go to the bathroom? Hi, again. Alright, Nate, as I was asking you, how old you were, and let's get away! As I was asking you how old you were, and guys, stop it. Okay. Hi. Again. Hello. Okay. Hi, again. Someone was bothering us downstairs, didn't you see? Well, now we're gonna just give you a tour. If they do it one more time, I'm not even gonna teach them. Here, want me to give you a tour around the house? Sure. Go. Hold on. First, let me turn this off first. Hi.
There's Jamie.
Look, she is now. Again, that room is still bothering us. And this is the end of her thing. We're just going to do a little bit. Okay. So now, well, we already got your age and we already got everything except for one thing I didn't ask you. What?
How about, do you have a girlfriend?
No.
No?
Well,
Okay.
No, Leah. Gee, of course he doesn't. He's only 6.
Oh, I was married.
Pauline. That flash is getting in the camera.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, Nate. Instead of asking you, do you have a girlfriend? What?
Yeah. She lost the sheet of paper. She was on the gym sex order.
Well, Nate.
Why it's like the house is faster for a man than a woman?
You didn't finish us telling us how many kids what the names were in your class. There's too many because there's 20 kids in my class.
What is the difference?
Well, that's okay. For first let me do something.
Are you looking forward to school, Nate?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I already asked you.
Alright,
Nate, can I turn it off? Yes. Bye.
Alright, Annie, turn it off. Oh, hi.
Hi.
A beach timeout.
Summer timeout.
The school timeout.
A holiday outfit. Fashion shows of 95. Models Jennifer Rapp, Anna Palladino, directed by Anna Palladino and Jennifer Rapp, created by Anna Palladino. Good night and have a good day tomorrow.
A cool breeze outfit.
Another giant outfit.
A garden time.